It's not clickbait, unfortunately. I've had a little run-in with a bollard in Birmingham, of all places. But before we get into that, you may see the VW Grand California is actually outside the office. And why is this still here? I thought it was for sale, and why is it there? Well, it's been sold to a man from Scotland. What a fitting way for this to go to where it really belongs, to Scotland. So I'm going to go over that shortly as we go and pick the new owner up from the train station. Then Lewis from Adapt Vans is bringing the motorhome back because he's fitted all of the Victron system. So I'm going to show you everything that's been done in the new van. The setup, the solar panels, the Starlink, everything. And then we're going to show you what I've done to the new van. Because I had a little bit of a nightmare, I'm not going to lie. And the timing couldn't have been any worse. We've been trying to think of what is the most fitting way to honour the time we spent with this Grand California, because we've made some incredible memories in it. And what we've decided is to sell these 3 guides in the Highlands and Islands pack for half price, 50% off, 30 quid for these. So you get the best road trip in Scotland, bar none. I mean, there isn't a better one, not even this one, but even if this one is better, it's included in the pack, as well as the best beaches in all of the UK. So you get all 3 guides for 30 quid. There's only 50 codes available though, so the code to use is Grand Cali, this one. Pop that in, you get 50% off at the checkout. You get these 3 guides for 30 quid. You can give them as a Christmas present, a birthday present, a present just because you're nice, or you can keep them for yourself. But there's only 50 codes available, so jump on the link in the description, grab yourself them while there's some available. But back to the video, because we've got to say goodbye to this van. And it's been a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. The only way I can really explain this is maybe it's to someone who's, I don't know, sold the family home, a home that you've raised a lot of kids in, and you've got so many memories in it. And you get like attached because the thing is like the sort of vessel where the memories have been made. And that's what the Grand California's been like for us. I know a lot of people don't really use the camper vans or motorhomes that much. We do. All of the little scars, all of the little scratches here and there, all of them have a story to tell because we've been everywhere in this thing. We've done 50,000 miles. We've been to Norway and got married. We got married in the van, me and Danny. Many of you will probably not even know that. We only went there because we got married there. Well, we kind of got married here, then went there and done the rings and stuff, and we just done them in the van. What a better place to do it. And I suppose, in all fairness, if it wasn't for this van, I wouldn't even be doing YouTube. I wouldn't have sold my business. I wouldn't be living the dream that I'm living. Getting to experience places and meet new people, meet friends. I wouldn't have met Aidan. I wouldn't have met Mark. I wouldn't have met Darren. I wouldn't have met Guy. I wouldn't have met Joe. I wouldn't have met all of the people that we've met in the middle of nowhere in Scotland, the people that we met at the NEC. We wouldn't have done any of that had it not been for this van. So I apologise if I'm being a little bit sentimental, if I'm being a little bit soft about it. But if I'm honest, I owe a lot more than I realised to this van. And when you see us moaning about the van in the videos and other bits and bobs, that's all well and good. But what you need to remember is it's them moaning bits that we remember. The ones that we talk about, the stories. We didn't talk about the ones when we're sitting having a meal and we're like, oh, can you remember that time we went to Scotland and everything went perfect? We didn't talk about that. No one talks about that. We would talk about the times when we went to Scotland and we ran out of gas and my toothpaste was frozen because the inside of the van was -6. Or we talk about our daughter's face when we got the van, or when I got the van stuck on the grass outside of Warkworth Castle when it was packed, and then just splattered mud over everyone else's car, and then still had to get pulled out by a small Jeep. So yeah, them are the things we talk about. So go out in your van, make some incredible memories, because that's what it's there for. It's nearly at the train station, so we're going to hop in the van and head into Durham to pick them up. This could be, more than likely, the last time I ever drive the Grand California. I'm not sure what part of the train station I'm meant to be. I think I found it. Here we are. Out the front. I don't know if this is the bit that he's going to come out of or not. I'm not so sure, but we'll pull in here. I think you get 20 minutes free, or at least you did around the other side, so presumably you get the same here. And we'll try and catch him driving. I don't know what he looks like or anything yet, so I don't know who's who, but I'm sure we'll be able to pick him out when he starts making a beeline to the van. Is this him? This is the one. Howdy doody. You're on time?
Good.
You're actually on time.
Yeah.
I don't like being in the passenger seat already.
Oh, I didn't even realise.
See if you can get it in without hitting the wall. Knee pressure. Knee returns, man, if you crash it into me wall. Looks like someone's already at the goalpost actually up there. It's the last time I'll ever see them together. And that's a sad time. Let's see how rattly it was for him driving since there's knee interior in it. How rattly was it?
Very rattly.
Was it very rattly? It's worse with all the seat cushions and stuff off and all of that. It is bad though, isn't it?
Aye, it's like.
Is it as bad as your uni mogs and stuff or what? I
suppose
suppose it's closed off,
it's all
aren't
closed off.
Yeah, so.
It's like one thing we try to do when we do vans is make them silent.
Aye, well, I don't think there's any option of getting this silent.
And the door flew up, and the bathroom door flew up.
Oh, that happens all the time. That happens constantly. So we've got the van back. The everything's just been done. So we've done the exchange and all that sort of stuff on the Grand California. So that will be going shortly. Everything's coming together all in one foul swoop. So we'll have a little neb of the electrical thing as well. And we've got Starlink on the roof. I'm looking forward to this. We'll be able to use it properly next week. So I'll come back and we'll do a little tour of the new one and the install and all of that sort of stuff. All is good. It's off to its new home in Scotland. Look at that little bad boy. There's the Panda, for anyone that thought I was joking. Let's see if we can get a little clip of it driving off to its brand new home. Many happy memories. There it goes. See ya. Not gonna lie, I'm a bit sad to see that go, to be honest. A lot of memories in that. Been a bit of a sentimental day today. But now that that's gone, we can get on to the business of going through the setup in the new van. But I am going to reverse back off the grass before it sinks. So now we've had a little walk around and he's explained to an absolute mong what everything does. I thought I'll show you. So this is in the garage. As you can see, we've got a ton of vertical space. Obviously it goes all the way across. And my thoughts were, we've got space here and space on the other side. And someone who knows what they're talking about's thoughts were, well, let's not just use all that space up there instead, which is what he's done. So we've actually retained a good amount of space in the garage. In fact, really, we've retained pretty much all of the space on this side. However, we have obviously had to put some batteries on the other side. So these are the batteries we've got. So we've got two of these. So these are the 330 amp lithium Victron batteries. Two of them in a nicely made cage thing with some big old chunky batteries there, chunking all the way across. So as you can see, we haven't really lost a huge amount of space here, really. And we haven't really lost any space at all on the other side. However, we don't really pack anything in the garage. We're not like outdoorsy people in terms of like packing loads of crap in there, so we should be all right most of the time. And then we'll show you, won't we, what's being done on in the inside. So we found a nice bit of engineering by Mobile Vetter,
Yeah,
which is
not the best.
under there.
Don't know what they've done. They forgot to do something.
So yeah, that's
A bit of bodge.
a bit of Sloan's DIY. That's what that is. That's what I would do if I forgot something. I'm not taking it apart. I just drill some holes in.
But the worst thing is they've missed with the drill and just absolutely butchered it. That's the worst thing about it.
Sometimes it's a Friday and you've got to get home from work early. I think that seems to be the case for a few things on this van.
Don't say it's a Friday van.
Then we've got behind the sort of secret wall is where pretty much all the cables are that I didn't think were going to fit behind there.
Solar cables and the
Solar
Starlink
on the roof, which I don't know how I'm going to show you that on the roof. Actually, I'll go on the balcony and show you there. This is our screen with all the buttons on that Lewis has warned us not to press many of them. So we've got that there. And that's science, I think. I think that's technical. You've all come to this channel for the technical terms, so it's got stuff on it. Would you like to elaborate at all?
It's just got stuff on, basically.
So yeah, it tells us what's on, and then we can turn things on and turn things off. But I'm under strict instruction not to go into the settings and play with stuff. In fact, you've locked us out of some of them.
Locked you out.
Locked it. He trusts us that much.
Yeah.
That he's locked us out, so I can't. What I've also got him to do is fit that. Because anyone else with a motorhome, or specifically a mobile Vector one, will realise you've got plug sockets, a few of them, and none of them are where you need them to be. Our most accessible one is above the sink, so
in a weird place.
We got that one put there so I can plug in the label printer laptop and work from there if that's what I want to do. He's also told us about this little weather station that I bought, which he said was crap, and I have to agree with him. It's the finest Chinese engineering, that is. And instead, he's told us to get, what were them?
Ruby tags.
Ruby tags. So I got two of them, an indoor and an outdoor one. The indoor one I haven't put anywhere, and the outdoor one we've put underneath. And why do we put it underneath?
So it doesn't get direct sunlight.
So it doesn't get direct sunlight and misread the temperature.
It also tells you the humidity as well.
Yes.
Because you need to know that.
There's quite a lot to go through. We've went through most of it, and again, in all fairness, I know some people want to mess around and play with stuff all the time and change stuff. I'm not too fussed about that, really. As long as I can turn it on, monitor the levels of the batteries and everything else, then that's that. I have got Starlink installed, so I've got it plugged in and it's turned on at the minute. We've done a speed test on it, and it is currently getting the orientation is shocking on it. It's miles out, and we're still getting 30 odd meg, which is more than enough, even though we are. I was getting 200 meg when we first turned it on. It normally does drop a little bit, so I'm still getting 30 odd meg, even though it's not even remotely facing the direction it needs to, which I'm fine with. It's just to have some connectivity if there's none. In all honesty, because we're going to Scotland, we didn't even really need Starlink, but as a bloke, I wanted it. So that's what we're doing. Is there anything else we need to go through?
Not really.
What I must say though, it's been 5 days?
5 days.
Done it in 5 days. I mean, I did take it down early, so he's had a head start. I give him a head start, you know what I'm like. I'm patient.
We did have a data plan though, didn't we?
Yeah, we had a date to have a look over it. It wasn't a date.
Afternoon.
So
5.5, 6 days really.
It hasn't been too bad. You had a few issues with bits, did you? Things in the van that weren't. I know you had a laugh at some of the wiring.
We had to fix the underneath there. There was a kinked pipe. So we had to fix that.
So there was a kinked pipe.
What else?
I think it was more just laughing at stuff. Oh, the solar panel. So they bonded the original solar panel to the roof, so we ended up having to cut that off.
Which was a nightmare.
So that was probably about half a day.
Yeah, it took a long time to do that. Yeah.
So it's been relatively straightforward, other than them two things.
I think
I'm underselling it here, aren't I? So it's went well. I think everything seems.
It did go well in all fairness.
Yeah.
But like I say, I think that's mainly because we planned it properly.
Yeah. And that's the difference. Like, I know there's a lot of people, like if you watch like Aiden, Urban Art Overland and people like that, like you might want to install stuff yourself. That's not me, and I don't think that's a lot of views either. So if you are looking to get an install done, you want a kit that's sort of tailored to what you need, but you didn't necessarily know the spec you need, but you know what you want it for, which was me, then get in touch with Lewis at Adapt Vans on Instagram.
Yeah, that's the best way.
On Instagram's the best bet because he's a social media fiend.
I try to be.
And then you can sort of talk through what your requirements are, get it booked in and get it sort of done, ready to just pick up. If you want to be like super in depth, that's fine, he's a nerd as well. But if not, and you like me and you just want, this is what I use it for, tell us what I need. I mean, I've gone over the top, you didn't need to get into this extreme, but I thought we might as well. Yeah. But if you just want a kit to work, to make your van, because most motorhomes, you might as well bring a AA battery and a watch battery as a spare, because that's what your van's pretty much hooked up with. Whereas these sort of systems work massively, and it changes how you can use your van. And yes, they're not cheap, some of them. I mean, this was a bit because it's a lot of kit, but you didn't have to go to this extreme. But you'd be very surprised at the difference it makes to your van, to how you use your van, and what you can actually do, and the memories you can make, and the places you can get to in your van when you're not worried about me batteries are going flat because I've had me lights on during the night. It makes a massive difference.
Yeah, because on your old battery, in theory, when we worked out all the amps and everything, leaving your lights on for 12 hours would completely kill that.
They were flat overnight.
Just the lights.
So I don't know about obviously your spec van, depending on what you've got, but I think mine had a capacity of 90 amp.
95 amps.
95 amp, which is what, 47?
Yeah.
Roughly about 47 amp usable. I've got 660 amp.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
So you can still use 600 in theory safely of that 660 amp.
And if you're worried about weight, and I know a lot of people are, even if you're wanting to switch just like from a lead acid battery to a much higher capacity lithium battery, the weight of the batteries themselves are pretty much the same, because the lithium batteries are quite a chunk lighter than what the lead acid are. Obviously, if you want inverters and other bits done, then that changes things. But it's definitely worth looking into, especially if you want to do a bit of off-grid or dabble in that kind of stuff, traveling to Europe and you're not wanting to rely on campsites all the time. Well worth it for me. It was the best thing I ever got done for the Grand California, and the Clayton system was good. But I wanted something a little bit more modular that I can add to as my use changes, because the Grand California use changed over time. We started visiting Arran where we're not driving anymore. Then we were running into issues with the capacity of the battery. With this, if that was the case and our use case changed, we can be like, right, let's fit another battery, or maybe more solar or more things, which we didn't have that option with the Clayton. Although it was great, we have got that option now. So it is worth definitely considering. So that's that. Oh, and finally, for everyone who's been watching, Lewis also pulled a bit of a favour in for us because of my little mishap that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And if I'm honest, it's a tidier job than I thought.
Yeah.
He didn't have long to do it, and it was a bit of a last minute thing, pulled in a favour. So we'll go and show you the damage, or lack of damage now, to the back of the van. So that is
There was a massive...
all that's left. There was just a big hole. What I should have done in hindsight, in all fairness, is got out, picked the plastic up and brought it home.
He did say that would have been a lot easier.
It would have been a lot easier. I thought of that in hindsight when you said, have you got the plastic? I was like, why did I not even just pick it? It was on the floor, I remember seeing it, but I didn't. So it is what it is. It's perfectly smooth, ready for the wrap. There's not going to be any sort of marks, because that, again, with a wrap, as soon as you put something on top, it'll magnify any imperfections that are there, and it feels absolutely flawless, to be honest. So he's done a top job. And what was he called again?
Durham City Coach Works.
Durham City Coach Works on Facebook. So if you're in the Northeast and you are looking for that kind of stuff, sorting a bit of
He
bodywork.
is fully booked though for the next 6 months, so
Which
it'll
is
have
always-
to be a favour.
Yeah, which is always the sign of someone who's doing the job well, is when they're fully booked, as much as it's annoying when you want to get in. So thank you very much to Durham City Coach Works. Very, very good job, and absolutely saved me bacon, because I was stressed to death thinking, how the hell am I going to get this fixed and booked in for the, well, it's already booked in for the wrap, the deposit's paid and everything. So yeah, thank you very much. Night and day. Does look much better, that, to be fair. But I'm glad to have this home now. I'm glad. Well, I honestly thought I was going to be much better at dealing with the Grand California gone.
Okay.
And I'm glad in a sense that we've had the distraction of you dropping this off at the same time, because it actually did affect us a bit more than I thought, seeing that gone. Like, it's been a big part of my life for a while, that.
How long did you have that? 3 years?
3.5 years.
It's a long time though.
50,000 miles. We got married in the van.
Fair.
So it's quite, it's a big chunk. I mean, it's not something like that you'd keep just because of that, but we did get married in the van, so it has been a big chunk of our lives, made some mint memories in it. But now that we can use this off grid, we'll be able to do the same in this, where before we were going back to campsites. And you know how I feel about campsites. So anyway, we're off Sunday. We'll be shooting another video of our travels, and then a week after that it's getting wrapped, and then hopefully not long after that we'll have some hydraulic leveling legs and potentially a few other modifications that I wasn't planning on doing that I'm probably going to do. Oh, and I need some lights fitting. We need some lights doing as well, so we'll get amongst all of that. I'm sure he can squeeze us in. He's got now more important to be doing. So if you're after stuff doing, just wait till my van's finished before you get in touch with Lewis. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you. What?
After Christmas.
Yeah, for them. Obviously for me, he'll squeeze them in. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.